3. There we go. Yeah, here's the MGN configuration. What's up, everybody? How we doing? I have made it. Megatron, save that, and we're here to go. Jim, what's up? One Raz, Rob, how we doing? How we doing? It is Saturday night. We're gonna do some firmware. Hope everyone's ready for it. It's gonna be boring. Oh man. All right, I found out where we need to do here. Hey, Aaron, Kennedy's here. All right, we've got the people here to help with the firmware. I think Keith said he's also gonna pop in here. So, oh, Jim, I tried that. It never worked for me. I let it go for like 6 hours, but apparently Keith said that it is bugged or something like that, or maybe it was Kennedy said. Someone said it's bugged, so don't really know. Okay, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with what happened, so yesterday I went ahead and installed a 12-volt power supply here in the MGN BLV Cube, or the BLV MGN Cube. Sorry, that's how it is. And great. But sensorless homing is still not working like perfect. So we're going to tackle that tonight with a couple people here in the chat. Said they would come and help me out, and we're going to do this live. So we're going to see if we can get this thing homing better. So currently I have both the X and Y set to 80 for the sensitivity, and the homing current is set to 800. So we're going to go ahead and lower that current down to 400. So we're going to go half of the current. I think we're going to do 450 actually, because I think 400 it actually wouldn't even really home properly. So we're going to set it at 450. I'm going to leave it at 80 for the sensitivity. We're going to upload this firmware and play with sensitivity. See if we can't get to a happy medium. If Jim's saying maybe do 500. We can do 500. What is the max instead of min, or is it more flat over there? So before I forget, what if you home at max instead of min? So I am homing at max right now, and I think the sensitivity is too weird. So at 85, they don't home. At 84, they home hard. And we'll have like a crazy skipping action. So that's not really going anywhere. So we're going to drop voltage right now and go from there for the homing current. Okay, yep. So let me get the GG cable here, get myself cabled in, get us plugged in, board, and see if we can upload directly to it. Does it see it? It sees it. Sweet. That's what you mean, Kennedy. So home back here instead of the front. I guess I could. The only issue with that is if I go there, my my fan does hit at the very extreme back here. My 5015 blower fan does hit. So that would not work out too well. I'd have to put some type of stopper there or something like that. I wonder if I have anything that would work. Did I print anything for that? I think that's where the end stops go. If you were to do end stops, the end stop is in that corner. So let me see if I can finagle back there maybe. I have this thing. Fit in there, but I negative Raptor Man. I could put I just have to could it be better contact? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, dude. I mean, I could lock this on there. Just kind of like shortchange it a bit. Where are you hitting? Oh, the belt's there. Well, that won't work because that's going to rub the belts. I don't know. I could toss something on a printer and see if I can figure that out. All right, that uploaded. So X makes great contact against the side here. Y is the one that's a little bit difficult because it does make fairly solid contact in the back, but it's almost off the rail in the back, to be honest. The front, I mean, it makes solid contact, but I wonder if what if I throw what if I throw a corner bracket in there? You got one right here. What if I take a corner bracket? See here. Let's take this out, that out. Get this, what you need with this here thing here, jigger. I'm kind of curious. I want to home it and see what happens. Well, I need to change values first because I know those values don't really work out well. Hang on a second. Let's delete this old one here. Make current dot old, not old, old. Yes. And then let's reboot. I mean, it's homing against the front. The only thing there is it's hitting the solid corner bracket, but it's at an angle. So I don't know if that's playing into any of the play at all or not. But with this corner bracket, it's a solid hit against it. So maybe that will change it. I don't know. All right, so that home's okay. Actually, let me switch cameras here. You guys can see better. So if we go a little hard there. That's better there. So I can either tweak voltage more or could go ahead and tweak the sensitivity. Let's try sensitivity because that's the easiest to do right here in the screen. Oh, it's down to 50. It was in my firmware. Let's go 60 and 60. Make it a little more sensitive. Main, motion, disable steppers, auto home. Okay, this is with 60. That was good. See that? When that hits, it pulls it over a little bit more. So let's make that a little more sensitive then. Or it could be too much voltage. So when it hits on Y, it hits, but it hits so hard it pulls X a little bit. So we could try a little more sensitivity, or we could try lowering the voltage for the homing. Jim, these are 2209s on a 1.3, so I believe it's SPI. Or is it? I don't know if it's UART. I don't know. I'm using 2130, 2209s on a SKR 1.3. I think that's SPI, right? Where's that? Because those jumpers are set. What are those jumpers set for? UART. Sorry, UART. That's what I'm using. All right, so let's take homing voltage down to 400. Do the upload. Is it hitting the surface square, or it looks like it's bumping at an angle? It could be because my camera's not like perfectly straight. I mean, it's hitting straight on right here. Motion, disable, auto home. Yeah, so this is as square as it gets. And this is hitting now a new surface. That actually worked out well that time. What the heck? That worked out really well that time. That's a good hit. That pulls it over a little bit. So I am wondering if I should put another one of these on that side to ensure it hits both in the same time. Let me grab another bracket here and have another one in here. My bin stuff. I got more other places, but I don't know if I have any in my bin of bits. Or this printer. T-nut, wherever that one went. Here. T-nut, and let me get a. Let me grab a corner bracket real quick. Are we still uploading? Yeah, we're still compiling, uploading. Just down here. Way. You out of the way. Oh, where's my 2020 bucket? It's it right here. I thought I had more of those corner brackets somewhere else. Guess I moved them somewhere. You think, Kenny? You think what's happening right now is good? You think that's good enough? Again, you can see it kind of like jerk over a little bit when it does it. But let's try with this new voltage real quick. Actually, no, first I want to put this corner bracket on the other side. So it's for science. 60 mil underneath the cable over here. And this in here. So where's the screw at? There it is. All right, how close are we here? That's pretty spot on. Well, we've just got a solid part on each side to hit against. Well, I'm going to try this, let's do here again. Auto home. This is still 450 and 60. I jittered a little bit there. Let's see, that doesn't hit at all there. Yeah, let's try the 400 real quick, see how that goes. It could be, again, it could be just because the voltage is so high, reason why it's skipping like that. So let's delete this one. This one is .old. Let's reboot. To switch. There it is. There. Okay, so let's change the sensitivity back to 60 again, since that did just work. On both X and Y. Oh, I didn't do the shoot, hang on. Let's leave it at 50 and see what happens here. So motion, auto home. So this is it with 400. Okay, we skip a little bit there. Doesn't skip too much there. So let's just try 55 this time. Because right now we're at 50. TMC drivers, sensorless homing. $55. Let's see here. Motion. Let's disable steppers. And auto home. All right, X had skipped a little bit there. So let's try making that, let's go up to 60 this time. $60 and $60. Motion, disable, and then auto home. Skips a little bit there. And hits pretty much spot on X now. but we're still skipping on X. Y goes good. Let's see. So which motor is getting the end stop signal from? Are there gaps? No, if I put this all the way to the back, what do I gotta do here? Disable steppers. If I go all the way to the back, there's no gaps at all. Both sides are firmly against the back. There's no issues there. And here in the front, we're hitting solid as well. So I'm gonna up my regular configuration, advanced, TMC, sensorless homing. Let's go to 65. Motion, disable, and then auto home. So this is 65 at 400. That was good. We're still kicking a little bit over here. But let's take out my little stops because those were just kind of, I just wanted to test. Take these off and see if we have the same thing happening again. Auto home. We still kick a little bit. So I am still wondering if it's still a voltage thing because it's going so hard at it that it's just not, because if I go too sensitive, then it just doesn't want to at home because obviously it's too sensitive. Let's go up to 70. Stable. Auto home. That was good. I mean, that pulls like a millimeter. Like it's so close on the Y homing. X is great. I feel like we're getting to just that peak of sensitivity. Yeah, so let's go configuration, advanced, TMC, sensorless homing. Let's go 75. Okay, and motion, we're going to disable steppers and auto home. That's pretty good. We still hit pretty hard up here on Y. We still hit pretty hard. It's hard enough that it pulls this over. Let's go a little more sensitivity. We're getting up to where we were before. I know at 85, these don't home anymore. Because I know 85 is the upper end. Auto home. Good. Still, I'm at 82 now, and it's still, Y still acts exactly the same. It still stops where it should, but it still jerks over a little bit. Yes, Jim, I'm changing. The homing voltage is set to 400 for both motors. Which is, so we have it right here. So here is X current home is 400 and Y current home is 400. With the X current and Y current actually being 800 for when it is running. So you can actually go down to 350. Okay. 350. Well, not 4350. 350. Make it so. Delete this old. Well, this one old. Just wait for that to go. What happens here? Needed different values to get both motors to stall the same time. So, Rob, from what I'm told and what everyone else says, is that Core XY has to have the same because both motors are running at the same time in order to home and move X and Y. Both X and Y motors are always engaged on a Core X. So, or almost always engaged. So I forget if I could be wrong, but no one really has a lot of documentation on sensorless homing on a Core XY machine. Now, if somebody knows that you can have different sensitivities for X and Y on a Core XY, I'd love to know that. But as far as I know, no one has said that they know what that is. I asked Keith. He said he doesn't know because he doesn't do Core XYs. All right, firmware is there now. Power off. Power on. It should be the same. Okay. Yeah, everyone's saying that Core XY is odd with sensorless homing. I get that. I've been told that by many people now. All right, configuration, advanced. Let's do the EEPROM. Make sure we got all the current settings. Okay, so we're gonna go to configuration, advanced. I'm gonna go ahead and up my homing to 70 off the bat. Let's see how that goes. So now we're homing at 350 with the sensitivity set to 70. Yeah, that jumps a little bit. And that still jumps a bit. All right, so let's go up to where we just were. So TMC, that's us homing. Let's go out to 82 again. Motion. Auto home. This is 350 at 82. That's solid. Still jump. Still jumping on Y. Whoop, you guys, I've got a little screen there. A big screen. There we go. You can get it with different homing vintages. Yeah, so that's the thing with Edelston is to figure out where sensorless homing is at, because if it's too high during a print, it might home okay, but during a print, it's gonna be like, oh, hey, I actually hit an end stop. Don't want that. Okay, so this is 82. I'm gonna go to 84 and see if that works. Because again, I'm pretty sure 85 won't home at all. I can't see going less than 350 to home is not a lot of voltage, to be honest. Okay, so this is 84. X is a champ. Y pulls exactly the same. Like literally, it looks identical to every value I put in there for Y. I mean, again, so does this work? Yes. Does this home every time? Yes. Like my only, I'm probably being like super nitpicky here because I don't like when it homes Y, it jumps a millimeter on X. Because it doesn't jump anyway when it homes X. Good solid hit. And we're here. And that just, again, it's like a millimeter. It's really not that much. And it is fairly repetitive, but it's not like it changes the print at all. Like I'm still here in my corner. Like it's still there. If I do, the only thing I do want to check though, if I do motion, if I do the auto Z align, I just want to make sure that the voltages are still unaffected because there was an issue I had before is that when I changed the homing voltage, it screwed things up a little bit. So and after this, I'm going to run a probe and see how that goes. Yeah, I mean, Core XY probably isn't really intended to use sensorless homing, but I'm pushing the limits here to see what we can do. One more probe. $50, 500 millimeter test. All right, now let's do, I want to do a level bed. Listen, I screwed up one of my values somewhere because that missed. It went too far forward on that home. So I need to figure out why is that not going to the right spot? That down there. This away. So if we're coming too much, that means our home is off. Our what's it called? So if I do motion and let's need to make sure that my offsets here are correct. So something easier to use here. Here we go. So if I do this here, this here, that's 20. And if I go this way here, that's 6. So let's find my home position here. Okay, so Y is, well, this is off. Yeah, so it's supposed to be negative 21. And this is actually, well, actually, no, I can keep that way. So I just need to go to where's the bed size thing at? Where's that? So Y min is negative 21 and X min is negative, what did I say that was? Negative 5. Oh, I'm in the wrong Marlin. Don't save that. Configuration. Here it is. I had the wrong regular one up. So negative 4 and 24. It should be right. So this is set to 0, 0. So this should be, should that be 0, 0? Or should, oh, hang on a second. God, I keep doing this. Kills me here. So I have my offsets as negative 4, negative 24. That's fine. And then if I do, then the manual home position, I should still, I should make this the X is negative 5, negative 4, negative 21. 1 and 4. Change sensitivity to 84 and 84. To do that, yeah, that should be good there. Upload. Make it so. So delete this old one. Make current dot old. And go from there. You can put that to compile for a minute. I was going to start in LEDs last night, but I got tired and went to bed. So it didn't happen. I really was debating on actually, these other ones mounted, but I'm debating if I want to remix these holders to fit my LED strips instead of me crushing them in there. Or I could just cut out that whole middle thing and just stack them. I don't know. Do here. Yep, there we go. Just about there. Make sure it shows up in the drive. I was saying ditch Marlin and go Clipper. Nah, I'm all right. I don't need to deal with that. That's a whole nother undertaking that I do not want to partake in. Okay, so we get this thing rebooted. Doom, doom, doom. We're going to go to configuration. EEPROM. Motion. Auto home. Rob was asking about the it's called like Edge or something like that still, I think. All right, so we need to do the auto Z align. I need to look up those settings here. What's that? Reset for auto align. Yeah. Oh, I changed that value. Should be 180. I was wondering why it moves 20 millimeter from one side to the other side. That's because I have my values wrong in there. Once this Z auto align finishes, then I'll go ahead and try the bed level again and see if it goes goofy on it. Yeah, could use prone face, but I hate it. I mean, it's good when it's useful, but I should need prone face to do anything on this. Everything should go to exactly where it should. All right, now we'll do level bed. See how this goes. So that's its Z safe homing position. And then, oh, there we go. That's better. So the thing I need to look in here is when it's doing this is that it did change voltages and I'm not getting any misalignment in any direction. So currently for testing, I just have this as a 3x3 grid. I'm going to up it to 7x7 eventually, but I don't want it to take forever when I'm doing testing here. So 3x3 is enough to just kind of prove my point. And we're not crashing anywhere, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, that worked. So, I mean, I think, let's see what here we're saying here. Rob looked at Marlin. I have not looked at 2.0. It's really good. I'm liking Marlin 2.0. I'm learning it more and more as I do these live streams. I talk to people in the Discord. I'm learning a ton. So it's been very cool to kind of play with and figure out. It is a pain to configure, don't get me wrong there, but I learned a ton from Chris Warkocki, and I will keep pushing him as like the #1 Marlin 2 person I know practically. Keith is probably the most technical person I know with Marlin 2.0. He's also a developer for some of the for MKS. He's a developer for them for Marlin for their boards and things. So he is technically the most advanced person, but practically Chris Workaki is the way to go. So I've actually downloaded his firmware, and I looked at what he sets things to in Marlin 2.0 and what they do, and then kind of can compare it to what I'm doing. So I wrote I got Aaron's. I can't take credit for that because I got Aaron's AM the ANET. What was he using? His AM8. I got his firmware from that, and then I used the Chris Workaki's firmware to compare what Aaron was using to kind of build my own firmware for Megatron, and I really like that. And then I used pretty much straight up Chris Workaki's SKR firmware for the SKR Bear that I recently built and a bunch of live streams. So I took what I learned from both of those projects and applied it to the firmware for this printer because I was looking at the firmware for the Bear long before I was looking at this one. So I hear good things about Clipper, but I just really don't want to mess with it, honestly. I don't want to have another board to have to worry about to mess with and get this working. It's just, I want to find the easiest route to let's print something and not worry about it. And Marlin 2.0 is that. Yeah, I mean, and I don't like printing from an alternate source because every time I end up printing from an SD card or I'm saying every time I end up printing from my my Pi's, I end up having a power blip and I lose my print halfway through it. I have tons of failed prints all over the place, especially on the Mark 3S with the palette. So I think I need to just, when I move, I'm going to buy a UPS just for that printer and that system so that if I do have a power blip, that will continue to print because it's much easier to upload from canvas.io up to the Canvas hub, which is the Pi connected to the MKS3, which controls both of those units at once. That seems to be the easiest thing. Let's just do an auto home from afar and see how we go here. Yeah, that millimeter, I think I'm gonna have to live with that, to be honest. I really think I am. I don't think there's any way around that. So don't know, I don't know, I don't know. But I will gonna run for one quick second. I need to go check something here. All right, I'm back. There we go. Oh, what we're saying here. Yeah, Kennedy, you do need to get me on the P2PP, which is the Prusa Slicer plug-in deal for the palette. And I've heard good things about it, but I have not had time to play with it yet. So Rob, for me, it's just power blips. I don't live in the US, so power is generally good here, but there are ever so slight dips and whatnot, and Raspberry Pis their power supply is very susceptible to any of those little small brownouts that I experience here. And it's not even enough to reset my computer or pretty much anything else, but it is enough, never mind, but it is enough to reset the Pi, and that just kills the print. So there's that. All right. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to live with this. We could throw a pretty dicey print at it and see what happens. I do need to clean the bed though. So let's move axis, move Z. Because I haven't printed it with this printer in a couple weeks. So the bed is dusty. Throw a I don't know if I made this in. I think I made this a Prusa Slicer now, right? I think I did. Let's go this way here. So this new BLV one is the one I'm using. I think this was Kennedy or someone gave me this. Uninterruptible Pi supply. There you go. Let's just throw in a shape. Let's do a cylinder. We're gonna make this 50 by 250. And we are going to have this sucker fly. So 0.3 layer heights, speed. Do perimeters at 150. We're just gonna go quick on this one. See if it can even keep up. Be quite honest. Filament should be step again. Put this on our SD card here. That should, oh wait, I don't want to do that. I want infill to be 0. I need the top and bottom to be 0 and 0. That again. I want this in spiral base mode, right? So that is in part of the, where's that at again? Spiral base, there it is. Yes. That again. Speed again, because it changed it all on me. It's only going 30. I guess I need to not do spiral then. Why is it doing What changed it? What changed that there? Everything's set to 150. Nothing is at low. Why does that go so slow? What is changing here? And when I hit spiral, it just tanks my speed. Anybody know Proof Slicer well enough to see why this is just gone so slow? Unless it has to do with the volumetric. This here? What if I change this to like 15? Does that change anything for speeds? Yeah, switch to speed. Layer time. Printer settings, machine limit. Where in here am I supposed to change? Filament cooling, Kennedy thinks. Oh yeah, let's change that to 0. And slice that now. To speed. 81 is what it goes up to now. If I change the cooling there of that. Again, speed. Let's see here. 150. There we go. All right, we're at 150 again. Let's resave this out. Shape cylinder.g code print. Let that heat up and we'll see what happens. We'll make sure that our setting of 84 for sensorless homing is not too high for this to trigger. I'm never going to print this fast, like ever. So, no, Jim, it seemed to just be the print pooling settings, and that's what happened. Well, let's try a circle first, and we'll just give it a little bit, see what happens, and then we could try a square. Maybe not 150. That's like really fast. Warming up now. Wouldn't mind getting a blank piece of spring steel so I could put a Gecko Tech thing on it. Would be pretty good. Wouldn't mind that at all. think while I wait for that, I'm going to go ahead and do some of these LEDs here. Oh, you can create linear advance on a square. Probably. Oh, okay. I don't think I have linear advance enabled on here. Well, that bitch just broke that LED strip. Probably. I've only played linear advance a very little bit on the FT5. I did tune linear advance on that. That's really it. I don't tune it on anything else. No other printer has it tuned. Not really fitting. Better. S-curve acceleration will do more. Don't mess with that either. I don't even know if that's enabled. About this middle piece, because it's being a pain in my butt. All right, we're almost at temp on the bed. Just about there. Definitely not winning speed awards with a 24-volt heated bed, but that's okay. I don't need to win heat speed awards because that means nothing to me. Setting in linear advance and tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, I don't have linear advance enabled, and S-curve is not enabled either on this firmware for the BLV. Our bed's heated up, so we're gonna home, and then it's going to go ahead and do our auto bed leveling. Let's see where we at here. This one here. Brandon, are you gonna put Ultra Magnus in a enclosure? Where you going, Dema? Goofy kids. Oh, the insulation. I need to get a new bit of insulation for this printer. All right, now we're going to heat up the hot end now, which takes really no time at all. Stop it. I had some for the BLV bed, which I was kind of hoping was actually going to work, but I didn't use that bed. Working on getting up to temp here. What the heck just happened? The screen just turned off. Oh man, that fan isn't spinning again. Are you kidding me? Power supply is overheating again. It's not something, it's something else, man, I tell you. What's working? Or is it just my screen died? Oh, let's power cycle and see what goes on here. Screen turn back on. It's trying to turn on. There it goes. Let's just do temperature, preheat PLA, just the hot end. They're gonna have to. You guys hear that? You hear that? Yeah, that fan needs to be replaced. I think we're gonna have to do that right now. Ah, this stupid fan. I have another fan in for it. Find it here. Use instead. Use this one. The problem is that the big meanwell to put in here is like $100. That's way too much money. So we're just gonna go ahead and swap this out real quick with a different fan. I got one right here. I'm gonna throw this in. But I need Phillips. Printed cover, use 120mm fan. Brandon, if you find one for me, let me know. Perform some quick surgery here. Shouldn't take any more than a minute or two, but this fan just seems to keeps coming loose for some reason. Power supply is doing its job and it's shutting off because of thermals, which is great. It is. That. Up. Take out this fan here. It's toasty. Mm-hmm. 12 volt. Is this one 12 volt? Yeah. Pulling air out. One and a two. Because we looked at the mean wells a couple streams ago for this. And like I said, that's just got off a lot of money, guys. Need to flip these connectors, don't I? Yes, I do. The other fan that was in there is wired differently. It's installed in here. Case reinstalled. Put all the screws back in now. Come on. Almost there, guys. Almost there. 2 more screws. This last one wants to get tricky with me here. There we go. Now, if I turn this on, it's probably gonna turn that fan right on because it's hot. That's much quieter, and it is working. Yeah, so it's just this fan is the problem. It's just extremely cheap magnet in there. It's only got 4 coils. and it just it takes no pressure at all for me to push this off, and that's why it keeps popping off. So hopefully this will run better now. Let's try this print again. Print. Wait for the bed to heat up again. Where are we going here? Hey, just started with search up 3D printing live stream. Oh, what's up, Fortnite? How you doing? Fortnite, this is a BLV MGN Cube. It's a more custom printer, per se, created by a guy named Ben Levi, hence the BLV. That's his initials that he has for the printer. So it's a very custom printer, Core XY style, which is a kinematic of 3D printing. You have Cartesian, Delta, Core XY are the three big ones, and this is a Core XY, which means it has an X and a Y motor that work together in order to move your hot end around, and your Z just moves up and down. So also Cartesians are bed flingers, bed slingers. That's a lot of the slang people use for those as well. What was I just going to check? Totally forgot. At least that fan is pushing out air, and it is quiet though. So you can do this by yourself, or if you look at any of my previous live streams, you can buy this printer in 2 different kits on AliExpress. Ben has commissioned 2 kits. One is a cheaper kit for about $450, and then a more expensive premium kit with like a duet and things like that for $800, I think it was, or $900. So Kennedy, no, I have not watched anything from Verf because I was, why are you homing off? Did you like revert to an older? What the heck was that about? To realign the Z again. I just pulled it down. Oh, now we're, see that? What was that all about? That was strange. I was at work all day today, so I didn't have a chance to watch any of that. And then, yeah, came home, made dinner, had steak, and then kind of hung out with the kids, got it ready for bed, showers, put everybody to bed, and then started my live stream. So no time at all today. Took class for 3D modeling in Fusion 360, and now I'm fooling around with the software. You have with the, do you use Fusion? Yes, Fortnite, I use Fusion all the time. I've done lots of videos about me using Fusion. I've redesigned a lot of the parts for this printer in Fusion, along with some new parts I've designed myself in Fusion. I've worked with some of my patrons and members on my Discord to design 3D printers in Fusion, so you could say I know a little bit about it. I'm by no means a pro at all, but I am very dangerous with it. So that's kind of what I did. And I did teach a 3D printing class, and I did teach a little bit of Fusion for them as well. So let's try this again here. See what happens. Brandon's asking what's the power supply dimensions. I'm pretty sure it's standard, to be honest. So it's 112 wide and 50 deep and whatever that length is. I don't know. I can't get that full length there. I think it's pretty standard size, Brandon. Aaron is the fusion master. I've learned so much from him. But he's the one that I work with a lot on all these projects. When designing 3D printers, I work with Aaron on pretty much every single one of them. In one of my drivers. My kids are brats. You gonna go to the right spot this time? Yeah, I went to the right spot this time. I don't know what that last bit was about, but whatever. Oh, you took Bob's class. Awesome. Yeah. I did see him advertise that a little while back, and I hope it was a good class. Going off you say it is. So I watch every single one of Bob's videos pretty much without fail. So we should hear this power supply fan kick up a little bit higher soon. It is on. So we are actively cooling power supply. Hope we don't have any overheating issues again. Did you send me a cover in Discord, Brandon? All right, let's see if we can heat up the hot end this time without nuking the power supply once again. Where's my pliers at? There they are. Waiting for the hot end to finish heating up on here. 170 now. Going up to 230 on this because I'm using a 0.6 millimeter nozzle, so I like to have run a little bit hotter. Fortnite, this is PLA. Pretty much use PLA only in most everything that I do. I use ABS for very, very specific projects. I use PETG probably more than PLA the most, and then the next would be PETG. Blinding lights! All right, we're at temperature. We should do some extrusion here. We're just gonna verify my, I don't have my Z-probe offset saved in that firmware. Son of a gun. Get it here real quick. Now, this should go like stupid fast here in just a minute. Oh my goodness. goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Um, can't keep up with that speed. Not in the slightest. But it didn't skip any steps right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was hilarious. I've never seen a printer move that fast before. Man, that was a true 150 millimeters a second. Like true. Granted, the temperature was nowhere near hot enough. I should have did that like 260 C. It could not melt the filament fast enough to run at that temperature. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a treat. Let's not do that again. Instead, I have not run a benchy with this filament yet. So let's go ahead. We're going to kick off a benchy here. And I'll probably call it there for the stream. Yeah, I could hear the extruder kind of like crying as it's trying to push that like crazy. Prince, I was timer in 3 minutes. You know what? I'm not. I want to do a Eiffel Tower right now, but let's just go ahead and do another benchy. So 1, 2. Let's just switch printers real quick. So let's go back here to the new BLV. We can delete this. Pull in a benchy test stuff. Benchy. This is gonna be lock that in. This is the 150% scale. Take it real quick. Yeah, no crash detection there, so change this to gyroid. Just get my Z offset close and we'll dial it in with baby steps. Benji scaling is not prohibited. I always print at 150% because it's a 0.3 millimeter nozzle. I'm sorry, 0.6 millimeter nozzle. So I am going to scale the crap out of it. You're welcome. That scaling's prohibited. Hey, Aaron. It doesn't skip steps. Well, look at you, Jimbo. To leave me to my scaling of benchies here. Heat strips ready. Thank you, Fortnite. I try hard to keep things organized and to have a decent YouTube studio, which is also, this is just my office. My Instaset. Get some more. Where's another bottle? That's good there. There we go. Fortnite, you can check me out anywhere at Fuginator. There are a bunch of links down below. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Pretty much just search Fuginator anywhere and you'll find me out. Oh, Aaron's making room for more printers. I like it, Aaron. Too close, it looks like. I'm pretty sure we have this set to 80 on the for the print speed. I get that level. Sorry, guys. My temperature up on this? No, why is my temperature so low? Get that temperature up a little bit. I don't know why it's so low. I had it set to 230 in the slicer. Maybe I forgot to change it. But man, that 5015 really pushes out some air, man. Justin 3D, we got it close. So X homes perfectly fine. And then up here for Y, I get when it homes Y, it judders X like a millimeter over because it still hits hard. So I've got the voltage all the way down to 350 for the VREF, and the sensorless homing is at 84 for the sensitivity on X and Y. So Maker Yeast does like it hot. So either way, I usually print fast and loose on this at 230, even with standard PLA from anybody else, really. But this is some old crap filament, so it is very old filament. It's very crummy filament. But hey, all I needed to do is for some of this test printing here. But it is going pretty fast. Again, I'm pretty sure this is set to 80 print settings, speed. Yeah, we're pretty much 80 for like perimeters. We're a couple 60 sprinkled in there as well. First layer is slow at 20 millimeters a second. Shake, shake, shake. It shakes my entire table. This thing is so huge. That's crazy. Hey, Vince. Thanks for showing up. Oops. I gotta close up my super glue here. Let's see, are we? Stay in place. I think so. Llama's here. What's going on, man? Yeah, this is only an hour and what change, Benchy? An hour and 30 for 150%. See, just the Raptor series from Maker's Geek is actually really good. Honestly, their Raptor series filament is one of the few filaments that worked extremely well, for me at least. Check this strip out. I think I shorted this LED strip out. Nope, I didn't. Yay! I see your lights. I thought I shorted this strip out. I did not. I really wish I could zoom this camera in more. Shame that the company was so sketchy. Abso-freaking-lutely. I had very high hopes for them. They were one of the first large distributors of filament in the US, and they blew it. Now it's now the large distributor in the US would be probably Ziltech. Well, Llama, I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. You're welcome to come by my streams anytime. Fortnite player, if you were interested in hanging out with us and designing some things and talking about 3D printing, down below there is a link to my Discord. You're welcome to join over there and get your geek on. Is Coax one of the big brands, Brandon? Because I'm pretty sure Ziltech probably does more consumer grade than them. I mean, but you've got some big companies out there now moving a lot of filament. Filament One, any thoughts? Filament One's fine. I know Brandon has had some issues with some of their colors. Their white was particularly picky for me, but I just know that it's always been that way with white. So yeah, white was the only color that really gave me problems. Everything else has worked out just fine. Yes, Coax is made in the US. I don't know what Ziltech's doing, if they're making their own filament out or what, because they've got new filament we're using the NatureWorks. And they said something about extrusion lines. I didn't think Ziltech made their own filament. I thought they were buying white box. But apparently they're making their own filament now. And I did also recently just get in some Jesse PLA from Printed Solid. That stuff's actually pretty good. I've only printed one color so far on a super cheap printer, and I got some pretty great results. So I am super interested in trying out some more and putting some of their filament on a high-end printer and seeing how it works. And putting on like one of the Prushas or Megatron. Laying down pretty good here. My neck. Oh, so they own the line in China. That's interesting. I thought they were just doing white box. And whatever they get is good. I mean, I've never really had any complaints with Ziltech filament. I buy it by the box. I mean, I buy boatloads of it. I got some new colors here that they got not too long ago. I think back in May, they got some new colors that I bought. I have yet to print with it yet, though. Won't tell the way. What do I think of the PrintBot Pro? Man, I don't know. $1,000, $1,100 for a 300 by 300 cube printer. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, it needs to be like, I mean, it would need to print, honestly, better than a Mark III. I mean, yeah, you're getting the larger format, but I'm getting pretty good results with the ANET A Plus without modifying that, and that's a $180 printer. I don't know, man. I think it's got like a niche market. I'd love to see him do well, but I just think in the current days of everyone pushing to get everything down to like the $200 mark, or for like $200 for a standard 210 or 235 by 230 by 250, that general size, $200 is the key number there. For a 300 cube, pretty much everyone's pushing for that $400 or less is what most manufacturers are trying to push for. So I just have a hard time personally justifying why I would spend $1,100 on something or spend $400 or less on something else. Before I was asking, do I like Creality printers? Do I like them? Yes. They work most of the time. I have an Ender 3, an Ender 3 Pro. I had a CR10. I still have my CR10S. I've had several of them, worked on them for years. There's a lot of things I don't like about them. And I absolutely don't like the way Creality is currently going with their business model of Kickstarter and putting out like 14 new printers in a week. I just feel like they've lost their sense of direction, and they're kind of playing the game of, let's see how many printers we can pump out, new different ones that people want to buy. I think Angus said this, is that once you have a 3D printer and it works, why would you need to replace it? It's not like my cell phone. So I have a Pixel 3 XL now. Bought it, 2 years ago or something like that. It will become more obsolete as technology progresses because it's slower, less RAM, games require more, the camera's not as good. For FDM printers, as you buy it right now, that's it. We're kind of at peak performance here for consumer grade 3D printing. And an Ender 3 today versus let's see, what's one of my oldest i3s? The Anycubic i3 Mega. I've had that for over 3 years now. They print pretty much identically. Both Bowden extruders. So they're not bringing anything new to the game. They're just renaming something and putting it out there, if that. Eds, I just saw the advertisement. So Sunlu offered to send me one, but they wanted me to pay for it. I'm sorry, I don't pay for. It sounds very stuck up, I know, but I'm a YouTube reviewer. Like, I bought every custom machine I've ever built on here, but like for when someone sent me 3D printer, like I just got that Mingda D2 sent to me by the company. You know, I mean, I don't buy 3D printers for review. That's kind of not how it works. I remain bipartisan in my reviews because everyone sends them to me, and no one pays me, and I don't charge anybody anything. It's just the printer. So I really would like to check it out. Some of the reviews are kind of meh on Amazon, so kind of would need to see how all that's going. Yeah, so what Brandon said. So you can have the same 3D printer. So an Ender 3, mine are all 8-bit controllers. I can buy a Creality 32-bit board to put in there to bring it up to spec. I can buy a Big Tree Tech E3 Mini, put that in there. I can buy a Robin Nano from MKS, throw that in there for 32-bit, 2209s, the whole kit and caboodle. But like, you're not going to replace the whole printer because parts are cheap enough to be able to spend $40 on a new board and get some increased functionality. I'll spend $20-$30 on ABL and get auto bed leveling enabled on my printer. So that's a very long answer to what you're saying, but and that's Edelson. That's actually what one of the reviews that I was just reading not more than 2-3 hours ago. It said that it is a good base, but definitely requires upgrades. It said like everything came loose. I only got halfway through the review. It's quite a long one on Amazon. But I'm always interested to see what other people say about some of the new printers coming out and whatnot. There's a few tried and true ones that I personally always recommend to people. And Ender 3 happens to be one of them just because it is. I mean, it works. It's been around for a while now. There's a huge community base behind it. So they're looking pretty good here. Let's see. Some people obviously replace and over upgrade. Yep, that happens a ton. Brandon Sunlu just shipped my dryer too. I thought I would give them a shot at a small product, and they pretty much failed at it. So John's also working on the D2. So I've noticed, John, that it locks up pretty much after I do one print or one longer print, the screen just goes white and you got to reboot it. I'm not sure if that is a board issue or firmware issue or screen issue, but it's definitely an issue, and other people are talking about it. So Llama and his idea maker, I still have not tried that out yet, because again, it's a lot of work to recreate profiles for all my different printers. I stick to Prusa Slicer or Simplify 3D still for me. And this thing just wrecks through this benchy pretty quickly. Yeah. Spend some time on Idea Maker as soon as I can. But that is still not yet. Ain't it 8 converted to a hypercube? That's not too bad. I think isn't that what you did, Aaron? It's at Fuginator, so it's the same I am on Discord. If you join the Discord, you'll see me on there. Or if you type in Fuga, it might come up even. I'm trying to glue these LEDs, otherwise I would type it out for you. They're Core A8, yeah. All right, well, those are all glued. I just got to do some wiring. It does take the top layer real slow. Yeah, John, for me, jury's still out on the D2. I did a bunch more prints on it. I need to do some more with it and see how it goes. But I'm still testing, still printing things. I just tried some tolerance tests, but I think it had a layer issue. Someone said in Simplify 3D to do some with separating the shells or whatever it was, but I did that and it still fused every single one. So it didn't even pass a 0.4 millimeter gap. So I don't know if that is the test file that I used or not. So I think I just need to go onto Gumroad and buy Angus's file. I probably should just do that right now. He's yeah, it's $2. I need to just buy that off him because I know he does a good job of it. Oh, Victoris also has a Mingda D2 and an Ender 3. Yeah, I definitely could say that too. It's not way worse than the Ender 3 now that I fixed it. I don't think it's as good as the Ender 3, but I definitely won't say it's worse. I mean, way worse. I mean, but also Ender 3 quality is like meh either way. It's not like, unless you've done a ton of work to your Ender 3, but out of the box, the prints are just okay. They're not like out of this world. I do love how this thing zips around. It's an STL file, John. So it's his clearance test. Where are we at here? So this clearance and tolerance 3D printer gauge. So he used this on all his things. Some people have made other ones, but they don't. It just didn't work. So I got one. Is it this one here? Yeah, I tried this one, this customizable 3D printer tolerance test, and it did not work at all. So he modeled this off of basically Angus's. He said if you use Simplify 3D, rotate it by 90, and then mesh separate connected surfaces before slicing. I tried all that, and it still didn't work. So yeah, the dual Z-axis, again, the Mingda D2 has several things that are going for it over the Ender 3. You know, both priced right around the $200 mark, plus or minus $30, depending on where you buy it and if you get it on sale or not. It definitely is more feature rich, but you have to get over the actual printer problems with it before you can actually do anything. Oh, they did email me back. I asked for the firmware, and download this zip file, and it is just a bin file. It's right back to them. Hello, that is just a bin file. I want to have the full source code so I can modify it. Thanks. Hey. I said, per the license, you are required to release the full source code for Marlin. So let's see what Mingda says back to that. See you, Llama. I say for old crappy filament, sure does still work. I should get Tim on him, man. Tim will rip him. I'm too nice compared to Tim. I'm way too nice. All right, well, I think we just went over the 2-hour mark. That's a little long for my Saturday night streams, but we got firmware pretty much tuned on this now. Got another benchy coming off. Still have some stringing, so clearly I need to change up a little bit. We're going to just lower the temperature here a little bit now. This is very old and very crappy filament that I'm using, so we'll see how it goes. I also might go ahead and do a couple of these retraction tower tests that you can get on Thingiverse. So it just does a, what's this, 20 millimeters tall, 25 millimeters tall, something like that. Just shy of 30. Yeah, about 30 millimeter tall, 2 towers back and forth that can really get your retraction tuned in. It's very quick print. It takes like 8 minutes, I think, to print, if that. And I do need to do that kind of calibration on this. I still really want to plan on getting the side panels done, but I need to finish the LEDs, which I just got all glued on to their mounts. So I already have the diffusers printed and ready to go as well. I just need to do the wiring for this, add another button. I have one button already here for those lights, and I want to add another button for the front lights to have those separated. And I don't know what I'm going to have the third button be. I don't know yet. I do have a 120 volt switch. So I think in the original design, that was for the heated bed, to be able to have a hard on-off switch for that. But it would be kind of cool to just have this switch in the back always on and turn it on and off here at the front. It adds another layer of complexity. So I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I'll end up doing it for like the NeoPixels or something like that. Who knows? We'll see what happens. All right, yeah. So I'm going to call it there for tonight. I will be back Monday night, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Monday's a holiday. Maybe I won't hit a eject button. I could do like, what's his name did? Devin for Make Anything, and make it have like a actual like print removal button. That'd be fun. Try to program that. But yeah, since Monday's a holiday, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming or not. I am getting ready for some events next week, so I kind of don't know what my stream schedule is going to be for the next week or two. I hope to keep my times and dates the same, so Friday, Saturday, and Monday nights. So if I am, be sure to tune in. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit the bell icon. You'll get the notifications when I go live. The normal gist here, if you guys want to support the channel, remember patrons really run the channel. This printer and most other custom printers that I've been making are funded by patrons, or just you guys sending me cool stuff. Again, Jim just a few weeks ago bought me this 12-volt power supply, which I installed last night on the stream. That was a lot of fun, and it's great to have that extra upgraded part. So if you want to help out, there's lots of ways to do that. There's links below. Check all those out. Affiliate links too. I'll help out the channel. And again, every single dime I make, I invest right back in the channel to try and make cool new things for you guys to watch. I thank you guys for watching. Wash your hands. Have a good night. Happy printing. I'll see y'all next time.